The galaxy was vast, filled with countless stars and worlds, each with its own history and pride. For thousands of years, many civilizations had fought among themselves. Great empires rose and fell. Trade routes shifted. Borders changed with every war. But now, for the first time in living memory, the galaxy had united under one banner, the Galactic Council. The council was made of the most powerful races. The proud Varine, the calculating Drexer, the towering Jalari, and the graceful Silari. Each had once been enemies, but after endless conflict, they discovered that unity brought them greater strength. Together they forged the Galactic Fleet, the largest armada the stars had ever seen. Billions celebrated across hundreds of worlds. Fireworks lit alien skies. Grand speeches were broadcast in every language. The council declared that a new era had begun, an era of peace and order. To the citizens of the galaxy, it seemed true. The last pockets of rebellion had been crushed. Pirate strongholds were burned into dust. Rogue empires that resisted had been forced to kneel. The Galactic Fleet returned from every campaign victorious, and as the fleet sailed home to its shining capital, the galaxy rejoiced. But even in celebration, there were whispers. Far beyond the Council's reach, on the edge of the Orion Arm, there was a solitary world, Earth. Unlike other civilizations, the humans had never joined the Council. Decades ago, emissaries had been sent to invite them into the Great Alliance, but the humans had refused. They had spoken politely, thanked the Council, and then simply said no. After that, Earth had gone quiet. Most Council members laughed at the thought of humans. A minor species, the Drexar leaders said. Their homeworld is small, their colonies few. What can they possibly offer the galaxy? To the Vahran generals, Earth was beneath notice. If they resist, we will erase them, they declared with arrogance. Our fleets number in the millions. One backwater world cannot stand against us. The celebrations of victory only strengthened this belief. At the grand parade on the capital world, the High Admiral of the Galactic Fleet raised his voice above the cheers. "The galaxy is united," he proclaimed. "No more rebellion, no more resistance. The Council rules all." The crowd roared. The broadcast echoed across the stars, and then the Admiral added words that would soon change everything. "Only one world remains outside our unity, Earth. Soon it too shall bend to the will of the Council. Then and only then our work will be complete." The people cheered again. For them it was not a warning but a promise. The final obstacle was nothing. A single planet against the greatest armada in history? It would fall in days, but not everyone was so certain. Among the Silari, a race known for wisdom and caution, voices whispered doubts. "Why has Earth stayed alone for so long?" one elder asked during a private council. "Why do they not fear us? Every empire that resisted was crushed quickly. Yet the humans refuse to bow, and still they stand. Do they know something we do not?" The Jalari, massive beings who valued strength above all, dismissed such concerns. The humans are silent because they are weak. If they had power, they would have shown it already. Their world is a stone compared to our shining cities. Their fleets are mere shadows compared to ours. Still, some commanders remembered small details. When the scouts first visited Earth, they had noticed strange orbital platforms circling the planet. Not crude satellites, but advanced constructs armed with weapons that looked too large for a primitive species. Yet the reports had been ignored. The Council saw only what it wished to see: weakness. Now, with the galaxy celebrating its unity, the Council decided it was time to bring Earth under control. Orders were given. A small group of scout ships would once again fly to Earth, not with an invitation but with a demand. They would give humanity a choice: surrender peacefully or face the full strength of the Galactic Fleet. The decision was made during a grand session in the shining halls of the Council. Representatives from every great race were present. The Varian ambassador rose proudly. "Let it be written in the record," he said, "that Earth has resisted long enough. We gave them time. We gave them patience. Now we give them one final chance. If they refuse, we will bring them peace by force." The others agreed. The Drexar ambassador, with his cold voice, added, "Our fleets hunger for purpose. A small war will remind the galaxy of our power. Let the humans be the example." And so the order spread like fire. From shipyards orbiting gas giants, cruisers prepared for launch. From hidden bases and nebulae, battle groups assembled. Yet for now, only the scouts were sent forward. The Council wanted Earth to see their strength, to feel the shadow of the Armada before it arrived. They believed fear would break human pride. Far from the capital, on a quiet world where news traveled slowly, a young Solari historian listened to the broadcasts. She frowned at the Admiral's words, her heart uneasy. "The humans are not like others," she whispered to herself. "They refused politely, not with anger. They have kept silent, but silence is not always weakness. Sometimes silence is waiting." Her colleagues laughed at her worry. What can humans do? The galactic fleet is invincible. The historian did not answer. Instead, she gazed at the stars, her thoughts lingering on the small, stubborn world at the edge of the galaxy. Meanwhile, in hidden chambers on Earth, humanity's leaders watched the broadcasts as well. They saw the parades, the speeches, the cheering masses that believed they would soon conquer Earth. And the human leaders exchanged knowing looks. They had expected this day to come. They had prepared for it. For years, Earth had been silent not because of weakness, but because of patience. While the Council fought endless wars and wasted resources on conquest, humanity had worked quietly. Their shipyards, hidden beneath oceans and inside hollow moons, had been building. Their scientists, unknown to the galaxy, had pushed beyond the limits of known technology. And their fleets, though unseen, were waiting. When the scouts finally arrived, the humans would give them an answer. But it would not be the answer the Council expected. The scouts of the galactic fleet approached Earth with great pride. Their ships gleamed silver in the sunlight, symbols of the Council's strength. To the admirals who sent them, this mission was simple: fly to the human homeworld, deliver the demand, and return with humanity's surrender. No one imagined resistance. Commander Thrix, a Drexar officer, led the squadron. His ship, Valorian's Spear, was fast and armed with weapons powerful enough to burn cities from orbit. As he studied the blue and green planet ahead, he felt nothing but arrogance. "This is the world that dares to defy us?" he said to his crew. "It looks peaceful, soft, a garden world, nothing more." "They will bow as soon as they see us," the other ships agreed. From orbit, Earth seemed harmless. Clouds drifting over oceans, continents filled with forests and cities. To alien eyes, it looked fragile compared to the armored capitals of the Council races. But beneath that calm surface, humanity was waiting. The scouts opened communications. A voice filled the Council channels, calm and steady. "This is Commander Thrix of the Galactic Council Fleet. People of Earth, your time of isolation is over. You will now submit to the authority of the Galactic Council. Refusal means destruction. We give you one chance, surrender." For several moments, silence answered. On the bridge of Valorian's Spear, the crew exchanged smirks. "They fear us already," one muttered. "Their silence is surrender." But then the reply came. "This is Earth Command. We acknowledge your message. Earth does not submit. Tell your council we choose to remain free." The words were spoken in simple tones, neither hostile nor fearful. That calmness unsettled Thrix more than anger would have. His claws tapped the console. "So," he growled, "they wish to test us. Very well." He ordered the fleet to move closer. As they descended into orbit, something strange appeared on the scanners. Large objects circled Earth, too large to be simple satellites. Some looked like stations armed with massive cannons. Others were strange shapes hidden in the asteroid belt nearby. The scout crews frowned. "Commander," one officer said nervously, "these are not crude platforms. Their energy signatures are high, too high for a primitive world." Thrix dismissed it. "Tricks, they cobbled together scrap and hoped to frighten us. A single cruiser of ours could shatter those toys." But deep down, unease began to stir. The longer they scanned, the more anomalies appeared. The asteroid belt was not just rocks, it was laced with hidden constructs. Metal signatures, shielded hangars, faint power readings. Earth's silence for decades now seemed less like weakness and more like preparation. Still, Thrix was bound by orders. He prepared to fire a warning shot. His ship's weapons charged, aiming at an uninhabited patch of ocean. The beam fired, cutting into the sea with blazing light. Waves exploded upward in a massive column of steam. The message was clear: resist and your world burns. But Earth's response was not fear. A calm human voice echoed once again. "Your demonstration is noted. We will not attack unless attacked. But if you fire upon us again, you will regret it." The words were simple, yet every alien in the scout fleet felt the weight of them. Regret, not fear, not surrender. Regret. Thrix growled, frustrated. Arrogant creatures. They think they can threaten us? He ordered a direct strike at one of the orbital platforms. His cruisers aligned weapons, preparing to blast it apart. And then it happened. From the dark side of Earth's moon, a massive shape emerged. At first, the scouts thought it was a station, but then the giant began to move. Its hull stretched kilometers long, armored with dark plating that shimmered with energy. Weapons lined its surface like the teeth of a beast. A symbol gleamed across its side, an eagle, wings spread wide. A dreadnought, whispered one alien officer in disbelief. The ship was larger than any single cruiser in the scout fleet. It turned slowly, its cannons charging with a light that shook the hearts of the alien crews. "This is Earth Dreadnought Titan," came a new human voice, calm but cold. "You fired on our world. We will now respond." The dreadnought fired. A single shot. But it was like the wrath of a star. The energy beam tore through one of the alien cruisers, splitting it apart in a silent explosion of light. Shattered debris spun into the void. The crew of Valorian's Spear stared in frozen terror. One shot, just one, and a council cruiser was gone. Panic spread through the alien fleet. Reports flooded in. More signatures were emerging, rising from hidden docks in the asteroid belt. Ships larger than any seen before, dreadnoughts cloaked in silence until now. They glided into formation, each a fortress of steel and plasma. "This is impossible," Thrix muttered, his voice trembling. How did they build these without us knowing?" The truth became clear. While the Council waged endless wars against itself, Earth had remained quiet, watching, learning, and building. The humans had not wasted resources on conquest. They had invested everything in defense in preparation for the day the Council would come. Now that day had arrived. The dreadnoughts did not attack further. Instead, they positioned themselves in a wall between Earth and the alien scouts. Their weapons hummed with silent promise. Behind them, Earth's orbital platforms powered up, shields glowing, cannons ready. Humanity had revealed only a fraction of its strength, yet it was enough to turn the scouts' arrogance into fear. Thrix's officers pleaded. "Commander, we cannot fight them." "We must retreat. If we stay, we are all lost." Thrix's pride burned, but he knew they were right. His small squadron was no match for even one dreadnought, let alone several. With shaking claws, he gave the order. "All ships withdraw. We return to the Council." The alien fleet turned and fled, leaving Earth behind. But as they jumped to hyperspace, the humans sent one final message. To the Council, "Do not mistake our silence for weakness. We desire peace, but we are not defenseless. Leave us be." When the scouts finally reached the capital, the Council was thrown into chaos. The High Admiral listened to Thrix's trembling report, his face pale with disbelief. "Dreadnoughts?" he whispered. "Earth has dreadnoughts?" The Council chambers erupted in noise. Some ambassadors shouted denial, others fear. "It cannot be true," cried one Jalari. "They are a minor world." But the evidence was undeniable. The recordings showed the Titan in its terrifying glory, its single shot destroying a cruiser as if it were nothing. The galaxy, once certain of its unity, now trembled. If one hidden world could build such power in secret, what else had humanity been hiding? And far away on Earth itself, the dreadnoughts returned to their hidden docks. Their hulls cooled, their weapons powered down. Humanity watched the stars, knowing the Council would not stop here. The real war had not yet begun. The Council chambers were filled with tension. The news of Earth's dreadnoughts had spread across the galaxy like fire across dry fields. No one had expected such power from a single world. The scouts' recordings were played again and again on every channel. The colossal human ship, the Titan rising from the moon's shadow, firing a single devastating shot, and destroying a Council cruiser as if it were made of glass. For many, it was a humiliation. The proud galactic fleet, feared by every species, had been forced to retreat without even firing back. Citizens who had once cheered for unity now whispered in fear. Could it be that the Council, with all its billions of ships, was not truly supreme? The High Admiral of the fleet, Varian by birth, stood before the Council leaders. His voice thundered with anger. "We cannot allow this insult. One world cannot defy the Council and remain free. If we let Earth stand, others will rise as well. Our unity will shatter." Many ambassadors agreed. The Jalari representatives roared for vengeance, their deep voices shaking the hall. The Drexar demanded swift punishment. Only the Solari urged caution. "We must think carefully," their elder said softly. "Earth's strength is not an illusion. They hid dreadnoughts from us for decades. What else are they hiding?" But the council was too proud. Fear had turned to anger, and anger demanded action. The order was given. A fleet of 3,000 warships would march to Earth. Their mission was simple: destroy the dreadnoughts and force humanity into submission. Far away, in the dark of space, Earth's admirals gathered inside the command hall of Luna Base, a fortress hidden beneath the moon's crust. Holograms of their dreadnoughts hovered above the table: Titan, Atlas, Leviathan, and more. Each was a giant of war, larger than any alien flagship. Admiral Sarah Vance, commander of Earth's Navy, studied the reports. "The Council has suffered a wound to its pride," she said calmly. "They will not ignore us. They will come with more ships, perhaps the full weight of their fleet." Her officers nodded grimly. "Can we face them?" one asked. Vance's eyes narrowed. "We do not need to conquer them. We only need to show them that attacking Earth has a cost too high to pay. If they bleed enough, they will think twice." The humans had no illusions. The Council's numbers were vast. If the full fleet descended, Earth could not match ship for ship. But humans had something else: strategy, innovation, and weapons no alien had ever seen. Orders were given. Dreadnought crews prepared for battle. Orbital platforms powered up their shields. Hidden stations in the asteroid belt began moving, shifting into defensive lines. Humanity would not strike first, but if the Council came, they would be ready. The Council fleet arrived weeks later, a storm of ships tearing through hyperspace. From the bridge of the flagship Glorious Dominion, Admiral Carvox watched the blue planet grow larger on the screen. He sneered. "Beautiful, yes," he said to his officers, "but beauty is no shield. We will burn this world until nothing remains but ash if they resist." Behind him stretched the might of the galaxy, rows of cruisers, destroyers, carriers, and frigates. To alien eyes, it was unstoppable. No enemy had ever survived the sight of the Council's full strength. As the fleet entered Earth's system, alarms sounded across human command centers. Radar lit up with countless signals. Humanity had expected this, but even so, the numbers were overwhelming. 3,000 ships against a handful of dreadnoughts, yet Earth did not tremble. Admiral Vance stood tall on the bridge of the Titan. "Signal the fleet," she said. "All dreadnoughts, prepare to engage. Platforms, hold fire until my command. Today we remind the galaxy, Earth does not kneel." The Council fleet opened communications. Admiral Carvox's face appeared on every human screen, his expression full of contempt. "People of Earth," he declared, "you were warned. You defied us. Now you will suffer. Your dreadnoughts will be broken, your defenses shattered. Submit now or be destroyed." Vance's reply was calm. "Earth stands free. If you fire upon us, you will regret it," the alien admiral snarled. "Then regret will be yours." He slashed his hand downward, and the first wave of alien ships surged forward. The battle began with fire and light. Hundreds of alien cruisers launched plasma volleys at the orbital platforms circling Earth. The sky blazed as shields flickered under the assault. Explosions rippled in the upper atmosphere, scattering debris like falling stars. But then, the dreadnoughts moved. From behind the moon, the Titan and her sisters emerged, their massive forms glowing with power. Each was the size of a floating city, their hulls thick with weapons. They advanced with slow, unstoppable grace like mountains set adrift in the void. The first volley from the dreadnoughts was devastating. Beams of white-hot energy cut through alien cruisers, slicing them apart in seconds. Entire squadrons vanished under the storm of fire. Where the Council had expected an easy victory, they found themselves torn apart. "Impossible," cried one alien officer on Glorious Dominion. "Their weapons, our shields cannot withstand them." Carvox's eyes widened, but he barked orders. "Form up! Overwhelm them with numbers!" The Council ships swarmed forward, thousands of small vessels darting like insects against giants. They fired in waves, pounding the dreadnought shields with relentless force. The human ships shuddered under the assault, their shields glowing red. But the dreadnoughts did not break. Inside the Titan, Admiral Vance remained steady. "Focus fire," she ordered. "Target their carriers. Without carriers, their swarms will collapse." The dreadnought cannons obeyed. A single blast from the Atlas vaporized an alien carrier in a blinding flash. Fighters scattered helplessly. Another volley from the Leviathan destroyed a second carrier. The tide began to turn, still the Council pressed on. The battle was chaos. Flashes of light, explosions tearing through the dark, fleets clashing in deadly fury. Alien ships fell by the dozens, but their numbers were vast. And for every one destroyed, 2 more pressed forward. Earth's orbital platforms joined the fight, unleashing waves of missiles that streaked across the void. Hidden stations in the asteroid belt opened fire as well, revealing even more of Earth's secret strength. The Council fleet was caught off guard, surrounded by weapons they had never imagined. The first true clash between Dreadnought and flagship came when the Titan met the glorious Dominion. The alien flagship loomed forward, firing barrage after barrage. Its guns hammered the Titan's shields, each impact shaking the giant ship. Admiral Carvox grinned fiercely. "We have it! Break them!" But the Titan held steady. Its massive rail cannons charged, energy building until the hull itself seemed to glow. Then, with a roar that echoed across the void, it fired. The shot ripped straight through the glorious Dominion's shields, tearing a hole through its side. Flames erupted from the alien flagship, air and metal venting into space. Carvox was thrown to the deck as alarms screamed. "Impossible!" he shouted. "No ship should have this power." Admiral Vance's voice came across the comms, calm and cold. "This is your warning. Leave Earth or you will lose everything." The Council Admiral hesitated. Around him, his fleet was crumbling. Hundreds of ships were gone. Carriers lay shattered. Cruisers fled in disarray. Against all logic, a handful of human dreadnoughts were holding against 3,000 ships and winning. Finally, Carvox gave the order he had sworn never to speak. "Retreat. All ships, retreat!" The battle was over. The Council fleet limped away, broken and humiliated. Only half of their ships survived to flee into hyperspace. The dreadnoughts of Earth did not pursue. They simply held position, silent and watchful, guardians of their home. Across the galaxy, shockwaves rippled. The Council had been defeated for the first time in history. A single world, once dismissed as weak, had stood against the greatest armada and endured. Citizens who had once laughed at the name of Earth now whispered it with awe. On Earth, Admiral Vance looked out across the stars. "They will be back," she said quietly. "But so will we. The galaxy knows now we are not prey. We are not weak. We are human, and we will stand." The Council had never experienced such fear. In centuries of rule, no world had dared to stand against their might, and now Earth had done exactly that. 3,000 ships had been sent to force submission, and yet the humans had crushed their arrogance with ease. Even the most powerful dreadnoughts of the Council had been humbled. Inside the capital of the Council, chaos reigned. Ambassadors shouted over each other, their voices echoing through the vast chamber. The Varan clamored for revenge, pounding the polished tables with fists. "They cannot be allowed to survive," they shouted. "A single world should not be stronger than the fleet." The Jolari, massive beings with thick exoskeletons, bellowed their anger. "The humans must pay. They dare humiliate us in our own system. We will send fleets, destroyers, every weapon we have." But the Solari, known for caution and wisdom, shook their heads. "Revenge will only make them stronger," one elder said. "They have already demonstrated that their power is unmatched by anything we have faced. You will not win by rushing blindly into war." Yet even as debate raged, the galaxy had already begun to change. News of the battle spread to distant systems faster than the Council could control. Worlds that had once trembled at the name of the Galactic Fleet now whispered about the humans. "If Earth can destroy 3,000 ships," one trader said quietly, "what else have they hidden?" Small civilizations, once loyal to the Council out of fear, began to consider their own survival. Envoys secretly reached out to Earth, sending messages through hidden channels. Some requested protection, others offered trade, hoping to secure friendship before the humans' wrath or the Council's punishment reached them. Humanity had not yet declared war, had not yet sought to dominate, but even its mere presence changed the balance of power. On Earth, Admiral Sarah Vance studied reports from across the system. The first battle had been a warning, a demonstration of human strength. But she knew the Council would return, larger and more determined. They would not let the humiliation go unanswered. "Prepare for their next move," she told her officers. "They will come with more ships and they will come with vengeance." "But we are ready." The officers nodded. Human scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to improve defenses, expand shields, and test new weapons. In hidden shipyards beneath oceans and deep within moons, new dreadnoughts began construction, each one larger and more powerful than the last. Humans had learned a lesson. The galaxy now feared them, and fear was a weapon they could wield as skillfully as their cannons. Meanwhile, the Council struggled with its pride. They had assumed that Earth's silence was weakness. They had assumed that a single human world could be conquered with ease. Now, for the first time, many leaders doubted themselves. Among the ambassadors, whispers began to spread. Could the humans be more than their ships? Could they possess knowledge older than the Council itself? One Vahrin scholar studied the reports from the battle carefully. Their technology, he said quietly, is unlike anything we know. Their dreadnoughts are massive, yes, but their energy weapons, their shields, the way they coordinate fleets, it is beyond our understanding. They have secrets, and secrets make them dangerous. Fear spread faster than anger. Worlds that had once relied on the Council for protection began building their own defenses. The human victory at Earth became a symbol, proof that even the mighty could be challenged. Across the galaxy, alliances shifted. Some races quietly abandoned their loyalty to the Council, choosing instead to remain neutral. Others sent envoys to Earth, hoping to gain favor before the humans decided to expand beyond their system. The Council's next move was complicated. Sending another fleet would be costly and risky. The first wave had been humiliated. They could not ignore Earth, but attacking again might result in even greater losses. Yet for some leaders, pride would not allow retreat. Admiral Carvox, who had survived the first engagement, met with the Council in secret. "We cannot show weakness again," he said. "If we allow Earth to remain free, others will rise against us. We must strike no matter the cost." But the Solari Elder warned, "Strike and you may destroy more than ships. You may fracture the Council itself. Fear of humans is already spreading. Do you wish to unite the galaxy against you?" The words sank in. For the first time, the Council realized that Earth's victory had done more than protect a single world. It had changed the galaxy's perception of power. Strength was no longer measured by numbers alone. Strategy, hidden knowledge, and patience could outweigh fleets of millions. Back on Earth, humanity continued its quiet preparation. No celebrations marked their victory. Instead, the people focused on innovation, building, and planning. For them, the first engagement had not been the end. It was only the beginning. They knew the galaxy would test them again. They knew other worlds would send spies, saboteurs, and fleets to probe their strength, and they would be ready. Admiral Vance walked along the deck of the Titan, looking out at the stars. The dreadnoughts rested quietly in orbit, massive shadows against the glowing Earth below. "The galaxy is afraid," she said softly. "But fear alone will not secure peace. We must be strong, yes, but also wise. If we act too soon, we could become what we fought against. The Council seeks power over all. We will not follow their path. We will protect, not dominate." Her officers listened, inspired. The humans' victory had given the galaxy a glimpse of their strength. But Vance knew that true power came not only from weapons but from restraint and strategy. Meanwhile, rumors of Earth's secret weapons began to spread. Ships that could appear from nowhere. Stations hidden in asteroid belts. Plans that allowed a handful of dreadnoughts to destroy fleets 10 times their size. Across distant systems, scholars and scientists debated the implications. If humans have this technology, one said, what else might they possess? Ancient knowledge, weapons, perhaps even control over the stars themselves? Fear and respect spread side by side. The Council's unity began to crumble. Some races previously loyal began secretly trading with humans. Others questioned whether continued service to the Council was worth the risk. Earth had done more than survive. They had shifted the balance of power in the galaxy. In the weeks following the battle, smaller alien fleets visited the human system under flags of truce. They came with gifts, technology, and offers of alliance. Some asked for protection, others for trade agreements, hoping to secure favor with the humans before the Council could strike again. Earth received them all, but carefully. Every contact was evaluated, every promise weighed. Humanity did not seek conquest. They sought security, knowledge, and the chance to protect their home. Even as envoys arrived, human engineers continued their work. New dreadnoughts, more powerful than the first, were constructed in secret bays beneath moons and oceans. Each ship was a testament to human ingenuity, faster, stronger, and deadlier than anything the Council had imagined. The Council, watching from afar, realized too late that the galaxy had changed forever. Earth was no longer a backwater planet to be ignored. Its people were no longer insignificant. Humanity had proven that even the greatest fleet could be defeated by strategy, preparation, and courage. And in the silence of space, Admiral Vance looked toward the stars, knowing the next challenge would come, but confident that humanity would face it united and ready. The galaxy had trembled, yes, but the humans had remained steady. The dreadnoughts had shown the stars that Earth would not bow, that the humans were not merely survivors, they were guardians of their world, and perhaps one day of the galaxy itself. The first battle was over, but the war for the respect and fear of the galaxy had only begun, and as the Council argued, quarreled, and panicked, Earth continued its work, quietly becoming the strongest force the stars had ever seen. The galaxy held its breath. After months of fear and whispers, the Galactic Council had decided to strike once more. This time, there would be no small fleet, no scouts or minor engagements. Every warship under the Council's control, thousands of dreadnoughts, cruisers, carriers, and fighters, was ordered to converge on Earth. From the bridge of the Titan, Admiral Sarah Vance watched the stars darken as the Council fleet emerged from hyperspace near the Sol system. Millions of kilometers away, the alien ships formed a massive wall, stretching across the void. Their sheer numbers were staggering, a moving fortress of metal and firepower. Vance did not flinch. Around her, human officers prepared for the greatest battle in history. "This is what we expected," she said calmly. "We do not fear them. We will show the galaxy that strength is not measured by numbers alone." The humans had learned from the first engagement. Dreadnoughts had been repositioned, orbital platforms reinforced, and hidden stations in the asteroid belt moved into strategic points. Earth itself, now shielded by massive planetary energy grids, had become a fortress unmatched in the galaxy. Admiral Vance gave the command. "All ships stand ready. Let the Council see what happens when they challenge humanity." The Council fleet advanced slowly, confident in its overwhelming power. Admiral Carvox, aboard his flagship Glorious Dominion, surveyed the human defenses. "They cannot hold against all of this," he muttered. "They are clever, yes, but numbers decide battles. The humans will fall." But the humans were not just clever, they were prepared. When the first waves of cruisers entered range, the dreadnoughts unleashed their full firepower. Energy beams erupted, cutting through squadrons like lightning striking the sea. Missiles and plasma volleys struck carriers before their fighters could launch. Entire alien formations vanished in seconds. The Council commanders could not believe their eyes. "Impossible!" cried one. "Our numbers, how can so few destroy so many?" Vance's voice came calmly through the comm system. "This is Earth Command. Your fleet is strong, yes, but you underestimate the humans. This is your warning. Attack further, and you will lose everything." The Council did not heed the warning. Pride had replaced reason. Ships surged forward, weapons blazing. The human dreadnoughts responded with precision. Each shot was calculated, each maneuver designed to exploit weaknesses. The Council's fleet, despite its overwhelming size, began to crumble. The battle raged for hours. Stars themselves seemed to tremble as dreadnoughts clashed with massive alien warships. Explosions lit the darkness like new suns, debris spinning across the void. The human ships moved like titans, their hulls thick with energy shields, their cannons firing beams that cut through the largest cruisers. The Titan faced Admiral Carvox directly. His flagship fired with all its weapons, pounding the human dreadnought with volleys of plasma and energy. The shield shook, metal groaned, and alarm screamed, but the Titan did not fall. Vance gave her orders calmly. "Target the carriers. Focus fire on their command centers. Without coordination, their numbers mean nothing." The Atlas and Leviathan obeyed, beams slicing through alien command ships, carriers exploding in blinding bursts. Fighters scattered, unable to regroup. The Council fleet began losing cohesion, disarray spreading through its ranks. Even as the battle raged, humans used cunning tactics. Hidden stations appeared suddenly from the asteroid belt, firing surprise volleys. Orbital platforms launched new energy weapons, catching alien ships off guard. Every move had been anticipated, every counter carefully prepared. Hours passed and the Council's losses mounted. Thousands of ships were destroyed or crippled. For every human dreadnought, dozens of Council vessels fell. Panic spread among the alien commanders. Fear, once hidden beneath pride, now ruled their actions. Admiral Carvox, furious, ordered the fleet to retreat, but a deeper problem arose. Hyperspace jump points had been monitored. The humans had anticipated a retreat and had blocked exits with hidden energy fields. The Council could not escape without suffering further losses. Vance watched silently. "We do not need to destroy them all," she said. "We need only to show the cost of attacking Earth." Yet the humans had one more surprise. From deep space, a massive shape emerged, the final dreadnought, a planet-sized mobile fortress, codenamed Aegis. Its hull stretched kilometers across, its weapons unmatched by anything the Council had ever seen. The Aegis moved with deliberate power, dwarfing even the largest alien dreadnoughts. The appearance of Aegis shocked the Council fleet. Energy readings from the fortress made sensors fail. Entire squadrons stopped in confusion, unable to comprehend the scale. When it fired, entire formations of alien ships were obliterated in a single strike. Carvox's face turned pale. "This is impossible," he muttered. "No ship, no fleet, should be able to do this." Vance's voice echoed through the comms, calm but resolute. "Earth will not fall. Your fleets may be many, but strength without wisdom is weak. We will protect our world, but we will not destroy the galaxy. Withdraw now and live. Attack further and lose everything." The Council's forces faltered. One by one, their ships turned, retreating into the void. Entire civilizations watched from a distance, realizing that Earth had changed everything. What had once been a small, primitive world was now the most powerful force in the galaxy. As the last of the Council's ships retreated, Vance addressed her officers. "We have won today," she said, "but the galaxy still watches. They fear us, and rightly so. But humanity does not conquer. Humanity protects. Remember that." The humans could have pursued the Council and destroyed them completely, but Vance knew that such a choice would make them tyrants. Instead, the dreadnoughts and the Aegis held position. Silent and formidable, a clear message. Earth would defend itself, but it would not seek conquest. In the days following the battle, envoys from across the galaxy came to Earth. Some offered friendship, others offered trade. Small civilizations sought protection, knowing that alignment with humans meant survival. Humanity received them all, but carefully. Every interaction was measured, ensuring that power was never abused. The Galactic Council, shaken to its core, held emergency sessions. Pride had been replaced by fear. Ambassadors argued for peace, others for revenge, but no decision came easily. The humans had proven that technology, strategy, and restraint made them unmatched. The Council's authority was weakened, not destroyed, but forever changed. And on Earth, Admiral Vance looked toward the stars, calm and proud. "We did not win by cruelty or conquest," she said quietly. "We won by showing what humanity can achieve when it prepares, when it protects, and when it stands united. The galaxy will remember this day, not for destruction, but for courage, intelligence, and restraint." The dreadnoughts rested in orbit. The Aegis moved slowly, scanning the stars, ensuring that no threat remained. Humanity had proven its place among the stars, not as conquerors, but as guardians. And for the first time, the galaxy realized the truth. Earth, once dismissed as weak and insignificant, was now the silent protector of countless worlds. Strength, courage, and wisdom had shown that even a single world could reshape the destiny of the stars. Humanity had emerged victorious, not through fear or tyranny, but through preparation, unity, and restraint. And the stars, wide and infinite, watched in awe.